on Speaker Pelosi's husband.
Yeah, and you hate to see that. This is a person, this is a family, a human being who suffered something that must have been extremely terrifying, and it sounds like physically painful and damaging as well. I think all of us need to take a moment when these things happen, as we've cautioned all throughout the day, to find out the details, the person who's responsible, hold them responsible. But there's been plenty of heated rhetoric. There are plenty of fingers to point here in Washington and beyond about looking across the aisle and calling people enemies, calling them threats to democracy, saying that they're dangerous and will destroy the country. I mean, there's plenty to go around if we want to assign blame on who's heating up the rhetoric. And to see a campaign end this quickly, it would seem the better part of caution and valor would be to give it a minute.
You just wonder where we are politically in this nation when this sort of thing goes on. But I mean, if you look back at the history of this country, it happens not just in politics, but so many other walks of life as well. One individual who has some demented idea about how the world should be attacks a person, and thankfully in this case, the person appears to have survived. Shannon, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good to see you.
Sandra?
Thank you, Shannon. We'll be watching Fox News Sunday this weekend. We're going to take a quick break. You are looking at San Francisco there. Police take the investigation ongoing. No motive determined or at least announced by the police there yet. On the attack on Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's husband, in his home in the early hours of the morning this morning. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? Listen, I'm listening to Fox News. I have to put myself through this misery, and I have to check in on the people that are destroying America. And I'm listening to Fox News and them responding to an attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband. Now, I think Nancy Pelosi's husband is in his 80s, and somebody broke into their home and attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband, looking for Nancy Pelosi, is what the reporting is saying, right? I got the news, and what I do is I listen to Fox News to see how they interpret this whole thing, right? And once again, they're not disappointing me with how much BS they're spewing out. Because every day I get in this car and turn on Fox News, I listen to them demonizing Nancy Pelosi. I guess in the recent past, Nancy Pelosi's husband has got the DUI. He got a traffic ticket or whatever. And these people went on and on and on about Nancy Pelosi's husband and Nancy Pelosi. They constantly attack Nancy Pelosi. And they in the political debates right now, if you pay attention to the Republican versus Democrat debates, a lot of these candidates are attacking Nancy Pelosi and what she does in Washington and what she represents, right? Every day on Fox News, there's not a segment that goes by that they don't mention Nancy Pelosi, they don't demonize Nancy Pelosi. And then, as you guys know, on January the 6th, one of the people that they broke into Capitol looking for was who? Nancy Pelosi. So Fox beats the drum of how much hate rhetoric goes towards Nancy Pelosi, how the right should do something about Nancy Pelosi because they're always talking about her. And then last night, this lunatic, this right-wing nut job, broke into Nancy Pelosi's house and assaulted her husband. And I'm getting the details of what's going on, but it seems like the 82-year-old husband, Paul Pelosi, was able to fight back this attacker, and there was a hammer in between them. I don't know the complete details, but the point that I'm making is I'm listening to Fox News and them trying to backpedal away from all the criticism over the years that they had towards Nancy Pelosi. It's one of these things to where I told you so. I told you so. You don't go out here and make people your political enemy to the point to where masses of people start hating them. Because some lunatic is going to do something stupid like this guy did. And they're trying to back away from this guy. And they was reading down his Facebook post. He was anti-vax. He was everything, all of these things that the right stand for, the election denying stuff, the January 6th committee is a fraud. All of that stuff was on his Facebook page, right? So he's on the political right. Now they're trying to disassociate themselves away from somebody who they put a fucking battery in his back, and they sent them out towards Nancy Pelosi. They can say whatever they want to, but if you listen to Fox News, you will hear how many times they demonize Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is one of these Democrats that's supposed to be a lizard person and eating babies and eating and drinking baby adrenochrome or whatever it is. This is Nancy Pelosi. All of these people have targeted Nancy Pelosi. If you listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's debating against Nancy Pelosi. If you listen to Herschel Walker, Nancy Pelosi, Lauren Boebert, they demonizing Nancy Pelosi. Fox News on a consistent basis, Nancy Pelosi. Sean Hannity on the radio show, Nancy Pelosi. All these right-wing commentators, these conservative, if you will, commentators, they all demonize Nancy Pelosi. So what the hell do you expect your following to do besides attack Nancy Pelosi? And that's exactly what happened. At some point in time, there need to be some accountability taken for all of this hateful rhetoric that goes out towards the other side, right? I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like Donald Trump. I don't like Ted Cruz. I don't like Lindsey Graham. I don't like Tim Scott. I don't like a whole bunch of Republicans, but you would never hear me elevate my rhetoric to the point to where it's threatening. You know, I would tell you how crazy they are and how misguided they are. And all of these things, but it never escalates to the point of it's threatening, right? If you notice when Sarge calls in the show, whenever he talks about the Democrats, even Nancy Pelosi or anybody on the left, it's always elevated to a point to where they want to do something about the Democrats. They like physically harm them. They want literally death to come to the Democrats. And this is the rhetoric of the right. This is just one more thing added why you should not vote Republican. As a matter of fact, that's what I'm doing today, is I'm going out to the polling place and I'm doing my early voting. I got a little thrown off because when I got my voter registration card, it had a address on here that wasn't correct. Well, it ain't that it's correct, but they changed my polling location. So I was riding around in circles trying to find my polling location where I need to go vote, and come to find out, we do early voting at a completely different place. So I'm going almost across town to go find where I go early vote at. And then I'm going to cast my vote for Democrat all the way down the ticket, blue. That's what I'm voting for. And that's what you need to be voting for whenever you go cast your vote. Later for these crazy Republicans, because they didn't put a battery in the back of a fool who went and broke into the Speaker of the House's home and assaulted her husband, which is crazy to me. And then now I'm listening to Fox News and they're trying to back themselves away from the fact that they escalate these people. I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of nuts down here in South Carolina. That's all I see is these anti-American, I don't know, kill Pelosi, Democrats eat babies, conspiracy theorists, QAnon, right-wing racist Republicans. That's all the hell is around here. That's all that's. I mean, I live in the thick of this crazy shit, you know, and I listen to it on the radio of these crazy people, the Fox News, these crazy people. But I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue listening to this broadcast and see if I can point out anything. Definitely go vote today, guys. Oh, not today, but whenever it's your turn, go vote. Later for these crazy social media people that's telling you not to participate in voting, that has these crazy ideas about receiving reparations for withholding your vote. Those people that are telling you to do that, they're actually working with the right wing of this country by doing what the right wing wants you to do, and that's not show up to the ballot box. That's exactly what they have achieved by pushing this crazy narrative that somehow or another holding your vote is going to get you something. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is not the way you do things. You do things by electing these politicians that is going to push your ideas, your agenda, and actually put issues on the table that you're interested in. You don't withhold your vote. You don't throw away your vote. Our ancestors didn't fight all this time for us to have the right to vote, for some idiot sitting on YouTube to tell you, don't go vote, don't go vote, you're gonna get reparations if you go vote, if you hold your vote. That is the craziest thing, and it's a shame that our community is so hurt, mentally hurt, traumatized, that something as simple and stupid as that can motivate them to take an action like giving up their right to vote. That is stupid, and it's embarrassing to even have this conversation with people. I've got people now that actually attack me for exercising my right to vote, which is the craziest damn thing that I've ever heard of. But I think I'm near it. I don't remember. I had to vote. I did early vote one time before, and I think it's coming up here. Okay, guys, I think I found it. But I was just listening to Fox News. Okay, either way, I'm going in here to vote, get my vote on. I was just listening to Fox News again, and it sounds like they're trying to say this guy was crazy, he was mentally ill, and all of this kind of stuff to try to get away from the fact that they put a battery in that joker back and sent him to Nancy Pelosi house. That's what they're trying to do with this whole story here. But I got to go in here and vote, and I'll see y'all when I get out. All right, folks, there you have it, my little voting sticker. I just voted. I voted blue all the way down the damn ballot. Anybody that was a Democrat, you just got my damn vote today. Go out and do your civic duty and vote. Do what you need to do to keep these crazy people that actually send people to political people houses to kill them, because that's what happened to Nancy Pelosi and her husband. The Republicans, the right-wing media, with all their rhetoric and hate speech towards another American, actually embolden an individual to go out there and try to harm Nancy Pelosi and her husband. So that's what's going on today. That's what's breaking in the news, is that Nancy Pelosi and husband got attacked in their home, with some individual broke in there about 2:30 in the morning, looking for Nancy Pelosi to do some type of harm.
Paul Pelosi at this hour. We expect that we will get an update, and we will bring that to you as soon as we do. He was attacked with a hammer. That it was the observation of police as they arrived on the scene and saw that struggle. Republican Congressman Michael McCall and Democrat Congressman Ro Khanna of California join me after this.
And the way Fox News is covering this thing is really shameful. They're not taking any accountability for any of the crazy stuff that they've been saying politically about individuals, and it's just nuts. It's just nuts to hear these people just shy away from, you know, everything that they've been saying about left-wing politicians. Everything. I mean, it got so bad that these people actually illegally got a hold of Joe Biden's daughter's diary. They got a hold of Joe Biden's son laptop, and they're using that for politics. They just get down in the dirt whenever it comes to argue a political message. And the reason for that, because nobody is trying to hear this whole turn the country back to the 1950s or even the 1800s or whatever they're trying to do. Whatever they're trying to do, there ain't nobody trying to hear that BS about how the country's supposed to be, how everybody is supposed to be evangelicals and all this kind of. Ain't nobody trying to hear that crap. The country is growing, and it's growing fast, and a lot of minds are maturing, and they're embracing new ideologies and new ways to live and all this kind of stuff. And these people want to hold on to old-fashioned ways of doing things, like a political Mormon, if you will. Like, they just want to embrace all of these old ideas that has long since passed. When societies grow, people need to allow for that growth and allow for that progression, so people can be better humans and we can live better in harmony, you know. But yeah, guys, go vote.